Every week, another family rolls off a dealer lot in a shiny new travel trailer, thinking they just bought freedom. They didn't. They bought a lemon. Not a used lemon. Not a one-off factory mistake. A specific kind of lemon. A coach built between 2020 and 2022 during the worst stretch of manufacturing discipline the American RV industry has ever produced. The industry knows it. The dealers know it. The techs who fix these things for a living know it. Warren Buffett, whose Berkshire Hathaway owns Forest River, one of the biggest RV manufacturers on the planet, certainly knew what was rolling off the line while demand went vertical. You're the only person who wasn't told. Something broke in those 3 years, and it didn't break quietly. It broke across hundreds of thousands of units. Stapled sidewalls, roofs that started weeping in year 1, wiring that caught fire, appliances that died before the first camping season ended, slide-outs that tore themselves loose, warranties that looked like protection and turned out to be paperwork. And now the bill is coming due. In repair invoices, in weeks lost to service bays, in resale values cratering faster than anyone predicted. If you're shopping used right now, you are walking through a minefield. Here's exactly what happened, and why you walk away from anything on that lot wearing a 2020, 2021, or 2022 VIN. Number 1. The industry built more RVs in 2021 than it had ever built in its entire history, and it wasn't even close. 600,000 units rolled out of Indiana factories in a single year. Elkhart County was running 3 shifts, 7 days a week, as fast as staples could be fired in a lawn. The year after, shipments collapsed to 493,000 and kept falling. That one record year wasn't a triumph. It was a stress test. The industry failed catastrophically. When you ask any factory to double output overnight with the same tooling, the same floor space, and a crumbling labor pool, what comes off the line is not a better product. It's a worse one. That's exactly what happened. Manufacturers stopped caring whether the coach leaving the paint booth was actually finished. They cared whether it left. Dealers were pre-selling units sight unseen. Buyers were putting deposits on floor plans that didn't exist yet. There was no incentive at any point in that chain to stop the line and fix a mistake, because the unit was already sold and the next 100 were already on the calendar. The result is a 3-year window of inventory where factory QC effectively did not exist. Every coach from that window carries the fingerprints of the frenzy. Loose trim, missed seals, wires crossed behind walls you'll never open, staples where there should be screws. And that's before we get to who was actually holding the tools. Number 2. The people building your RV in 2020, 2021, and 2022 largely did not know what they were doing. This is an insult. It's what happens when an industry already struggling to find skilled labor in Elkhart suddenly needed thousands of additional line workers in the middle of a pandemic. Experienced techs who knew how to seat a window correctly or shoot sealant in the right order retired, jumped to better-paying trades, or walked away from the chaos. Manufacturers replaced them with anyone who would show up, signing bonuses for warm bodies. Weekend shifts filled by people who have been working the line for 3 weeks. Former RV techs have written online, plainly, that they watched brand new trailers get finished by crews who had never seen the inside of a coach before that month, and get waved through inspection anyway, because the unit was due on a truck by the end of the day. That's how you get appliances installed with the plumbing lines kinked. That's how slide seals get stapled through instead of laid flat. That's how you get a $40,000 coach with a black tank valve that leaks the first time you dump. These aren't freak defects. These are the predictable consequence of removing every experienced hand from an assembly line and replacing them with temps under quota pressure. Once the unit is wrapped and hauled to a dealer lot, nobody goes back. It gets forwarded to you, the buyer, with a bow on it. Number 3. Whatever parts showed up that week got bolted in, and nobody cared what they were. The supply chain for RV components shattered during COVID. Refrigerators, air conditioners, water heaters, slide motors, circuit boards, window frames. Everything was on back order or outright unavailable. Manufacturers had 2 choices: stop the line and lose a sold unit, or substitute. They substituted. Cheaper off-brand appliances went into units spec'd for name-brand components. Asdel sidewalls got quietly replaced with cheaper lawn. Rubber roof membranes got swapped for whatever roll was in the warehouse. The buyer got billed the same. Owners who crack open their 2021 rigs today find components that don't match the original spec sheet, don't carry the same warranties, and don't have replacement parts available because the substitute supplier folded. The wiring is its own nightmare. Manufacturers ran cheaper gauge harnesses, skipped ground bonds, and used connectors that weren't rated for RV vibration. That's why there's a class action circling Forest River over its wiring systems. That's why Grand Design issued Recall 23V490 for wiring problems. That's why NHTSA opened preliminary evaluation PE24-029 on Winnebago. This wasn't one bad batch at one bad plant. This was an industry-wide willingness to put whatever was on the shelf into units buyers assumed were built to the model's advertised standard. But the most disturbing part of all this isn't the parts. It's what those parts actually do once you start using them. Number 4. These coaches are, in a meaningful number of cases, burning. That's not hyperbole. That's what the federal recall filings say. Look at what's come out of Winnebago in the last 2 years. A recall covering motorhome chassis wiring that could overheat and, in plain federal language, cause a vehicle fire. A preliminary NHTSA evaluation on top of that, opened in 2024, looking at whether the defect is wider than the initial recall admitted. Securities lawsuits alleging the company knew about quality problems longer than it disclosed. And these aren't cheap coaches. These are flagship motorhomes that sold for $250,000 and up. Now look at Grand Design. The quality darling brand people buy specifically because they think they're escaping the junk. Recall 23V490 pulled in tens of thousands of travel trailers and fifth wheels for wiring that could cause a fire. Forest River, owned by Berkshire Hathaway, is facing a class action over its own wiring systems. Thor Motor Coach has its own string of recall filings covering propane systems, LP gas leaks, and brake issues. This is not a bad apple problem. This is every major name in the industry at the same time, for defects that can injure or kill you in your sleep. And the common denominator is the build window. Over and over in these filings, the effective production dates land squarely inside that 2020 to 2022 stretch. The industry built too fast, with the wrong people, using the wrong parts, and the federal government is slowly catching up to what owners have been screaming about on forums since the units first hit the road. A new RV should not be a fire hazard. That window of inventory is. And the worst part, the people who sold these to you knew. Number 5. The dealer saw it and sold them anyway. There's a trade publication called RV Travel that's been, for years, one of the only outlets willing to say out loud what the industry does behind closed doors, and the reporting is damning. Dealers took delivery of coaches they knew were defective. Units with visible delamination, obvious misalignment, rough finishes, appliances already failing inside the showroom, and pushed them on to buyers without disclosing a word. Why? Because the buyer was already approved. The deposit was already in. The deal was booked. And if that dealer didn't move the unit, the next one would. Demand was through the roof, and there was no downside to accepting garbage from the factory. RV Travel traced it plainly. Dealers fed the manufacturers producing substandard units by continuing to order and accept them in volume. It was a closed loop that worked for everyone in the chain except the person signing the loan. Walk into a service bay at any Camping World, General RV, or regional mega dealer right now and ask how many of their service appointments are for units under 5 years old. The number will shock you. Wait times of 4, 6, 8 weeks are normal. Owners have documented coaches sitting in service bays for 9 months waiting on parts, diagnostics, or warranty approval from a manufacturer with no incentive to hurry. The dealer got their sale. The factory got their bill number. You got a trailer that lives in the shop. And when you finally try to call somebody on it, you discover the second trap. Number 6. The warranty isn't a warranty. It's a waiver. Pull up the actual warranty documents the big manufacturers publish on their own websites. Forest River's 2021 towable warranty. Grand Design's 1-year limited coverage. Thor's Class A and Class E booklet. And read what they actually say. 12 months. That's it on the base coverage. 1 camping season for a product supposed to last 20 years. Structural items get a bit longer. Appliances are kicked over to their component maker warranties that the manufacturer washes its hands of, and anything the dealer installed is excluded entirely. Then comes the language that really matters. Forced arbitration clauses, limitation of remedy clauses, requirements that you deliver the coach back to a specific authorized service center at your expense for any claim to be honored. Notice provisions so short that missing a deadline by weeks can void your rights entirely. Federal courts in Indiana, Montana, Texas, and California have been chewing through lawsuits from owners trying to escape these clauses. Owners stuck with coaches that don't function, facing manufacturers hiding behind contract language the buyer never actually read, because the dealer buried it in a stack of closing documents and told them to initial here, here, and here. Extended service contracts, which the finance desk will push hard, are often structured the same way, with exclusion lists so long they border on parody. Water intrusion, not covered. Delamination, not covered. Chassis issues, not covered. The dealer pockets the commission on the paper, and when your roof starts peeling in month 14, the coverage you thought you paid for evaporates. Number 7. The used market has figured this out, and it's going to cost you whether you bought new or you're buying used now. The families who overpaid for those coaches in 2021 are trying to unload them, and dealers won't touch them at anything close to the original sticker. Owners who paid $55,000 for a travel trailer in 2021 are being offered $22,000 on trade 3 years later. The depreciation curve on RVs was always brutal. A new coach losing 20 to 30% of its value the second it leaves the lot, half in 5 years. But the COVID-era builds are running well ahead of that curve because the market has learned what they are. State consumer protection offices are seeing it too. Oregon's Department of Justice listed RV and motorhome complaints among its top consumer complaint categories for 2024, driven heavily by buyers who realized, too late, what they'd actually signed. Private buyers are pulling Carfax, checking build dates, and walking away the moment they see a 2020, 2021, or 2022 VIN. That leaves the owner with 3 choices. Eat the loss on trade. Dump it on a private buyer savvy enough to lowball them. Or keep a coach that will continue costing money and repairs longer than most of them will stay in the hobby. The resale floor under these units has not finished falling. The story of the 2020 to 2022 RV isn't a story about bad luck. It's the story of an industry that looked at unprecedented demand and decided, top to bottom, to cash in rather than deliver. The factories cashed in by building too fast with the wrong people. The suppliers cashed in by shipping whatever was on the shelf. The dealers cashed in by pushing defective units onto buyers they'd never see again. The finance desks cashed in by selling warranties that don't warrant. And the corporate parents, Thor, Forest River, Winnebago, Grand Design's parent company, cashed in on quarterly numbers while the coaches they shipped started failing in slow motion across every campground in America. The people paying for it are the families who trusted the glossy brochure. Walk in the RV lot today and look at the model year stickers. Anything from that 3-year window is damaged inventory. The smart move, the only move, is to walk past it. Buy older, buy simpler, buy something built before the frenzy. Or buy nothing at all and rent for a year before you commit. Because the truth the industry will not tell you is that the best RV you can buy right now is the one you didn't. Subscribe for more of what the RV industry hopes you never figure out.